Welcome back to the Build Show. I'm your host, Ben Estrino, over here at the Empower Gaming Studio, and today we're going to be building Jessica's computer. Steve, welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Here I am again. Pray for my hotel Wi-Fi to work. What's up, Jesse? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Trying to get started a little bit earlier than normal, which is supposed to be the normal. So I think 8:40 instead of the 10 o'clock is a better start. Hey, what's up, Ant-Man? Welcome back to the Build Show. Just trying to get back into the regular start schedule, which is 8 p.m. Is Jessica in the chat? I do not know. I did send her an email and I let her know we went live. So we will find out. But to get started on this build, where is the build? I didn't update the hold on 1 second, guys. I gotta go grab one thing. Hold on. One second, guys. Also, I have to update build command. Okay. We got it fixed. All fixed. Hey, what's up, damn time? Love your vids? Thank you. Welcome back to the Build Show. Hopefully you enjoy this one. I just had to go update the build command. There is a command in the chat for those of you who are new. !build in the chat will spit out the specs of the build that we're doing if you were curious about that. I just have to update it every time I do a new build. Forgot to do that and got that completed for you. Thank you, Porterslore. Over there on the Twitch side, welcome to the Build Show, sir. More than enough for retro gaming. Oh yeah, that's a little overkill for retro gaming. Alright, I'm going to throw myself to the side of the screen because the build is the center of the attention, not me. So let's run through the parts. The build today is a Ryzen 7 7700X, which has got the 8 cores, 16 threads, and a 5.4 maximum boost out of the box. Great AM5 processor. And then next we have a contact frame by Thermalright. This little guy right here. For a few extra bucks, you can have yourself a contact frame from Thermalright, and it works wonderfully. And then we're going to be cooling the CPU with a Thermalright Frozen Note liquid AIO cooler, which is a 360mm radiator with three 120mm PWM addressable RGB fans. We're going to be mounting that on the top of the case. The case that we're going to be building in is the Montech Air 903 Max. So if you've been around the channel long enough, you'll know or be familiar with the case. I built many builds in this case. It's a wonderful ATX mid-tower with excellent airflow. Very good value for its price. Next is the motherboard. We're going to be running a Gigabyte B650 Gaming X AXV2 motherboard. It's an excellent board with pretty much all the features that you would need. The only thing that it doesn't have in today's newest, latest, and greatest, which would be the PCIe Gen 5 support and also the Wi-Fi 7 built in. But it has Wi-Fi 6 and PCIe Gen 4, which is more than enough for this particular gaming PC. So we'll eventually get everything moved over to the newer boards, but the prices are still pretty high. 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 megahertz CL36 for the RAM, which is a G.Skill Flare X kit. That's a 2x16, total of 32 gigs of RAM for the RAM. And then the storage is a 2TB M.2 NVMe SSD, which is a Team Group MP44. Super quick, 7,000 megabits reads, and pretty close to that in the write department. Next is our graphics card, which we're going to be running a NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5060 Ti, and this is the 16 gigabyte model. Definitely avoid the 8 gig model, is mostly what I advise people. So I did convince Jessica to go to the 16 gig model versus the 8 gig model, because I think we were kind of going back and forth there. And I'm glad she chose the 16 gig model. It's going to serve her a lot better further down the road. There are nice AIO if you into that thing. Oh, what's up, chat nerds? Welcome back to the Build Show. 8 gigabyte card in 2025. Oh, yeah. Well, they're not bad. It's not that an 8 gigabyte card is bad. It's just the future proof of the system is less with the 8 gigabyte card. So I would have preferred the 16 over the 8, although the 8 would have just ran just fine. Just more limited to 1080p. Less 1440p performance. So, all right, and then again, we're putting this all in a Montech Air 903 Max, and we're going to be powering the system with a Sedrotep 850 watt modular power supply. It's a great combination here. Hopefully we don't have another dead out of the box power supply like we did last build, because that was interesting. What's up, Psycho Suit? Welcome to the Build Show. We're just getting started with the build, so I'm going to go ahead and move some of these components off the table, such as cooler, the graphics card, the power supply, and the case is already over here. Then we'll get started. We're going to get started by getting the CPU, RAM, SSD, and the contact frame on the motherboard. And then we'll move on to the cooler in the case. Then after that, we'll move on to throwing a card and a power supply in. That's the proper way to do it. 7600X3D 9060 XT, very nice. Oh yeah. Who said that? Oh yeah, that would be a great combination. I've been playing The Last of Us 2 on the highest settings, 1440p with the RTX 5060 8GB. Yeah, definitely. I hope there's no weights in that GPU box. What do you mean? Better not be. I did buy it, Actually, no, I did. Why would there be weights in here? Is that something that happened to you? There's definitely a card in there. Is that something that happened to you, Psycho Suit? Buy one off of like a Chinese website and get a box full of weights. Oh, all the scams. They wouldn't scam a 5060 Ti, are you kidding me? They're going after the 5090s and maybe even the 5080s. Pretty rare to find scams on the lower end cards. People get them from Micro, Best Buy, and Amazon and other things. People release GPUs with weights a lot. Oh. Well, I've never ran into one of those yet, but I only purchase from certified resellers, so if I do have a problem, I mean, pretty sure we'll get it sorted out. Alright, let's go ahead and drop the CPU into the socket. And then we'll get the contact frame out, put that on. There's our Ryzen 7 7700X. What I'm going to do is keep the CPU there to protect the pins while I remove the stock brackets here. And then we're going to install our secure contact frame. Secure frame. Oof. Didn't find any 9070 XT at Micro Center at retail. Yeah, they're pretty close. There's a lot of cards actually at Micro Center right now. A lot of cards in stock. They were telling me that there's piles of them in the back too because they haven't been selling. So I would anticipate prices of our cards to come down relatively soon. Should be happening soon since they're not selling. What I want for the memes in my build. What does that mean? I gotta sell a kidney for a 5090. I'll be right back. I'm pretty sure the price will come down. You might only need to sell like 2 pinky toes or something soon. Okay, those are done. Now, we'll go ahead and get our RAM installed, which is the G.Skill Flare X5. It's 32 gigs, DDR5, 6000 megahertz, CL36. We're dropping that slots A2 and B2. There we are. And then next up, we're going to install a 2TB M.2 NVMe SSD, which is going to be the MP44 by Team Group. It's a Gen 4 SSD. It's got a read-write of about 7,000 megabits per second. Right, super fast drive. Super quick drive. Hey, what's up, Mike Thompson? Welcome back to the Build Show. I'm sure they're talking about the 5090 from Micro Center that had backups. Yeah. Or backpacks. Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. That was a while ago, wasn't it? It was like a month ago when that actually happened. But I haven't come across any fake cards So I've done pretty good at choosing where to buy, I guess. Alright, now I need that. Motherboard box contains these if you're building your own and looking for it. But it's just a little package with a little teeny tiny screw, which allows you to secure a drive here. Then we peel this guy, slap this on there. There we go. We got our SSD installed. But next, because the cooler uses these stock brackets, we can go ahead and get the case out and start getting this installed in the case. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna zoom out real quick and then we'll get the case. Somewhere over here. Like right here. This is the Montec Air 903 Max. It's an ATX mid tower featuring three 140mm PWM addressable RGB fans in the front and one black 140mm PWM in the rear. This case has a very nice front mesh panel, allows for really good airflow, offering additional fans to be mounted in the bottom for additional intake if you'd like to add more, and of course our 360mm AIO mounting at the top as well. So it also has a wonderful PWM and addressable RGB fan hub, which is capable of being plugged into your motherboard and synced to your motherboard. So, super good value in my opinion at about $89, $79 depending on where you buy it. I think it's good value. Solid design as well. Let's get the hardware out and get the board in, then I'll deal with that. Hey Jack Boy, what's up? Welcome back to the Build Show. Hey, let Max tear him up? LOL. You let Max tear him up? What did I let Max tear up? What's for dinner? We had Mongolian beef is what Mrs. Empower calls it, but it's basically beef and rice. It's pretty good. Pretty tasty. Mrs. Empower knows how to cook. We found out the way to Ben's heart was with food. And I got tricked. And then we got married. Doing a custom build today, typical viewer? Yes, we are. We're doing a new build for Jessica. This is a pretty nice one. Exclamation point build in the chat if you want to see the full specs of the build. But we've already got the CPU, motherboard, RAM, SSD. Did I already say that? CPU, motherboard? Yeah, CPU installed on the motherboard with the RAM and the SSD and the contact frame. We're already opening the case up and dropping this in. Are we using stock fans? That's neat. And that is on everything but Facebook. 5090 prices are insane. I mainly see them for like 5K and up. Well, we can get them for around 3K right now. So, Facebook prices are not real prices. One in Micro Center, Ryzen 5 9600X and 32 gigs of RAM, DR4 RAM for $199. That's a pretty good price. Excellent price. What motherboard are you putting that on, Jackboy? Psycho asked, what do you do with the empty GPU boxes? And I said, you let Max tear them up. Okay, gotcha, Ant-Man. So typically they get crushed. So we'll usually crush them and get rid of them. I'll buy that GPU box from you. Are you gonna put a brick in it and sell it? I actually have quite a few 4090 boxes here, and a bunch of other ones. I don't know where they all are. Oh, I got 5070, 9060, 9070s, 9070 XTs, 5080s, 5070 Ti's. I got a whole bunch of boxes here, empties. Okay, so all the screws are in, and good to go. So let's go ahead and flip this over, route all of our connections. Our USB-C's here, the USB 3.0's here, front panel connectors are here, and then we've got USB, already covered USB 3. We've got audio, addressable RGB, and PWM. So, should know where everything goes. Gotta route the cables. Yeah, if you need a box, I'll just I'll give you a box. The cost of shipping it, that's the problem. Unless you're local. If you're local, it's even better. You could just come pick it up. Some people that ask for boxes because they're trying to resell their GPU in a box. See that a lot. Okay, so now that we got all that plugged in, we're going to go ahead and get our power supply cables out so we can get our... My dog is out sleeping like a baby. Nice. Jack, but Call of Duty is going to use all of that 2 terabytes. Probably. Probably. RTX 49 box is like 100 for it? Wow. Looking at an RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte for $449. That's not a bad price. A little bit high. Because you can almost get an RTX 5070 at that price. Like for another $100 or so dollars. My sound don't work on the old PC. Why'd it stop working? You need drivers reinstalled? Yeah, man, is Micro Center OpenBox better than Amazon OpenBox? No, it's about the same. Amazon does not do a very good job checking their components, in my opinion, but it also depends on the location, so my location here in Michigan does a half-ass job. Hey, what's up, Kate? Kate? Hello, welcome back to the Build Show. Yada. Yada. Hello, is Epic. Welcome back to the Build Show. Can't find out why it keeps saying NZXT device not found. You know what, Flo? I forgot we were supposed to have a call yesterday. Got tied up in a bunch of other things. Completely forgot. When that happens, feel free to ping me. That'll happen a lot. Hey, what's up, Flo? Is this micro ATX? No, this is a ATX mid tower. So it's a ATX exclamation point build to get the specs of the build in the chat. Exclamation point build. This is a ATX mid tower, so with an ATX motherboard. Hey, what's up, Loop? What is the socket number on the 10th gen Intel motherboard? I need to order a CPU cooler for a customer. So 10th generation Intel motherboard would be LGA 1200. Right? Right, guys? LGA 1200 for 10th generation? Just making sure I'm not getting too old and mixing my numbers up, you know? Is Galax a good GPU brand? I think it's a decent brand. Okay, L1200 LGA, thanks a bunch. No problem. And welcome back to the Build Show. Yes, LGA 1200. Thank you. Jesse confirmed over on YouTube. It is indeed LGA 1200. What did the wifey make for dinner? She made Mongolian beef. Beef and rice. Very salty. I'm very thirsty. So if I play Call of Duty tonight, I'm going to be thirsting everybody because I'm so thirsty. Ha 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 ha. Do we have to test this power supply, boys? What do you guys think? Throw it in there and see what it does. Assume it's good. Kind of like the other one that wasn't good. We just had a bad one a couple streams ago. That's why I'm joking about it. Is that a cherry cola? It's a cherry Coke Zero. No sugar. Trying to eliminate sugar, but I cannot eliminate my addiction to Coke. So Coke Zero is the temporary option until I cut that off. Sniff it. Is that better? Just to be safe. Alright, we can throw it on the tester here. Takes a second. Am I the only one that sniffs new power supplies? I cannot be the only one that sniffs a new power supply. Yummy, I love Mongolian beef. It's a Mongolian beef. Finally figured out what was the noise of my motherboard. It was the VRM that had an insane coil whine. That's what I was thinking. Nice. Did you end up replacing the motherboard, or what'd you do to get it solved? I sniffed them too. And motherboards. I sniffed it. Did you miss the sniff, Mike Thompson? I sniffed it. You must have missed the sniff. Alright, so to test the power supply, what I'm doing is using my Thermaltake Dr. Power 3000. We're gonna get that up. Put the power supply off before we plug it in. Flip the power switch on, and then we get some live action here. Push the power button on the tester. And wait, bruh, the i7 4790K still rock. The CPU hit 100C on after cooler, not stock, aftermarket cooler. So I have to swap it out with a Ryzen 5 2600X. Damn, that's a pretty hot CPU. Ultra Intels are LGA 1151, right? No, that doesn't sound right. It's 1851. I think it's 1851. Yeah, pretty sure. What's Max doing? He's just hanging out down here, waiting for me to do something. Just kind of looking at me like, come on, dude, let's do something, bruh. The 4770K and the 4790K both rock. Yeah, they're pretty good, solid CPUs. They've been around for, what, almost 20 years now? I'm joking. I don't think it's actually been that long. This thing passed, so we should be good to go. Oh no! I shut the power supply off while it was running. That happens when you shut the power supply off, just an FYI. And it's still drawing power from the power supply. Oh, there it goes. When it's mid-test and you shut the power supply off, of course it's going to fail. But it already passed its test, which is why I shut it off. So, we're good on the power supply, at least the 24-pin. Usually if the 24-pin's good, we're good. Let's go ahead and put the rest of our power supply cables on here, and then we'll just throw our power supply in and run our cables. You broke it! I know I broke it. Darn it. Blast you, Ben! You broke it again! Kind of feels like Friday, but it's totally not. Have you ever messed up a build? No? No? I mean, I've dropped CPUs into sockets before and bent the pins. I've done that. But I don't think that's ever happened live on the stream. That's why you don't screw around with the power supply. It can kill you. Yeah, it can. Don't screw around with the power supply. Amen. Don't mess around with that guy. That guy knows how. He doesn't mess around. Why you don't mess around with the PSU? You might turn around and come at you. I fried a workstation motherboard. How'd you do that? I fired a workstation motherboard for not working. Didn't fry, I fired it. Get it? It's a workstation office computer. You're fired! Take it out of the computer, throw it. Violence! Alright, yes, you should not use violence with your PC builds. Definitely not the solution. What is your favorite monitor board brand? My favorite monitor brand is probably Asus TUF. But I've also got an Acer here. Actually, I have multiple Acers. I've got an HP. I've got an unknown brand that I bought off of Amazon just to test for science. To see if it worked, and good God, it's terrible. Do not buy the off-brands on Amazon. They are so cheap. They work, and they perform the way they should be, but they have some really weird quirks. Such as, what's the brand of that one? Let me go look. Not even labeled, forget it. It's on the other bench over there. It's not even labeled, but I bought it because I wanted a 144 hertz 1440p panel for testing, and it works fine and it performs where it should be at 1440p 144 hertz. But if the computer goes to sleep, Windows thinks the monitor is going, or I'm sorry, if the monitor goes to sleep, Windows thinks the monitor is disconnecting. So it goes bloop bloop, and then like 2 seconds later it goes bloop bloop, bloop bloop, bloop bloop, bloop bloop, bloop bloop, and that's while the monitor is asleep. So it's retarded. It's like, it's such a weird quirk. Dell is a good brand. Dell makes some really good, especially their Alienware lineup, some really good ultra-wide monitors. You can't argue that. Their computers might suck, but their monitors are pretty cool. And actually, to be fair, Dell's Optiplex lineup, at least a few years ago, were badass. Just the Optiplex. I'm not talking the Alienware. The Alienware sucked. But the workstation, Optiplex, they were so efficient. So efficient. Yeah, I'm literally looking for a motherboard now. I can't choose, LOL. I need help. There's so many. What CPU do you have again? Kate? Kate? Keita? The new MSI moms are great. I read moms. MSI moms are great. Anyway, reliable for sure. Okay. Yeah, I think I meant MSI monitors. For the record, he put in the chat MONs. So my mind just went straight to the mom. They sure are. Them too. Okay, clapping this power supply in here. 7800X3D. Okay, so you have the option of a B650, X670, a B850, or an X870, and then of course the X870E or the 670E would also be an option as well. But if you want the better VRMs and the better future proofing, the X870 is going to be a better option. My next question is, are you in a micro ATX case or are you in a ATX mid tower? That will determine whether or not you need a micro ATX board or you can go up to an ATX board. I oiled a EVGA PSU bearing fan, was getting noisy. You oiled an EVGA piece? Nice. I don't see very many people that'll go do that. That's pretty crazy, Luke. Okay, works. Yeah, the X870 will get you better future proofing because of the PCIe Gen 5. The 7800X3D doesn't necessarily, I don't think, have PCIe 5.0 support. But if you got up to a 9000 series CPU later down the road, you'd have PCIe 5.0 support, which would be already supported on the X870 motherboard. So it'll future-proof your system a little bit, and the X870 will have the better VRMs. Just don't buy the super cheap X870. It's an ad. I'm sorry. That's what subbing is for. No, I'm just kidding. Just when you started talking, well, let me know when the ad's over, and I'll repeat it. $4060 for $278. It's too high. No, that's not a good deal. You could buy an RTX 5060 for $300, $299 right now. So the 4060 at $278, not good. Your budget's $250. Try to find an X870. If you can't find an X870, then a B850 will do. That is weird. The 12th gen Intel has PCIe Gen 5 support. I know that was quite surprising as well, Steve. Good afternoon, Roy. Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. We started a little earlier. Wanted to keep everybody on their toes to see if they're paying attention. No, actually, I'm just getting tired. So, I'm less tired if I start the stream earlier. Just a matter of, does Ben get to it quick enough? Today? Damn it. The answer is yes. Building till midnight is not this day. It is not this day. All right. Now, we're ready for an AIO. Look at all that extra thermal paste from all the thermal paste repadding and repasting and padding and blah, blah, blah. I did a whole bunch of them this week. Michigan went 90 degrees outside and everybody's like, my GPU's overheating. And then I had to repaste a whole bunch of cards. Ta-da! The AIO. I fell asleep in my chair. I'm lucky I woke up to catch the show. Nice. Well, I'm glad you joined us. I need somebody here to remind me to plug in the RGB power connector, the RGB hub connector thing. Without you, Roy, I'm lost. Bruh, sorry I'm late to the stream. What's up, Jackie Hunts? Welcome back to the Build Show. You're not that late. We just got a motherboard, power supply, CPU, RAM, SSD installed. Now we're doing the AIO. The most fun part. Twist ties. Does anybody like twist ties? Here you go. Here, we'll zoom in on the action. So my trick is to grab it and twist. And then pull it loose. Grab it, split it, twist it, pull. My hotel bed is like 2.5 feet off the ground in a king size sleep. That's got to be a comfortable bed. I've been sleeping on a couch for a few. Starting to get uncomfortable. Once you have babies, they kind of take over. Oh yeah, these are tweezers. Some giant idiot. Didn't you know? This is a tweezer. We're making fun of a specific... Oh hey, here's my feet. That's right. When it's 90 degrees outside, Daddy wears the sandals, the flip-flops. Go ahead and get these zipped up here. The only downside to ever doing this is that if I ever take these fans off while the radiator's mounted, I'll have to find that zip tie and cut it. But it does make it so that these cables don't fall and get in the way all the time. Oh yeah, before we do this, I need to get the hardware, the screws, and things. I'm not sitting there holding a radiator while I'm trying to get the screws out of this bag. Cost extra for the feet picks. For free. There's a little foot slip for you guys. Bro, I really want to see an i9 14900K build. You probably, not gonna lie, typical viewer, you probably won't see another 14900K build on this channel. Unless a customer really wants that. Simply because Intel had too many issues. I spent way too much time, absolutely way too much time solving their problems that they created. And I won't do a 14900K build again. I'm actually working on a 14900K build, but it's not on the live stream. It's an open loop build. So it's over here behind me. Almost done. Going to finish on it, or go. Or start testing it. But I probably won't be doing another 14900K build on the channel. Mostly because they've already released a new series. If I am doing an Intel build, it's probably going to be on the Ultra series or the next generation that comes out. Hey Limp, what's up? Jessica, it's mine, question mark? Yes, Jessica, this is your build. We're working on it right now. We're currently in the middle of installing the cooler. So, once I get this installed, I'll flip it over and show you what we've got so far. But exclamation point build in the chat. If you're looking for the specs on the build. CPU on degrades for normies, only degrades on normies. Yeah. Until I figure out what Intel's planning to do with their kind of. But not only that, literally everybody and their mother asks for AMD basically today. So it's really hard to find anybody that wants to do an Intel build. Rare. So eventually we'll come across another Intel build. It's just going to take time before we find that person that wants to do it. I still have quite a few customers that are Intel fanboys. Even with the problems, they still wanted to go Intel. So, but we've already built all those. Besides, AMD has gaming market now with the CPUs. Besides, AMD has the gaming market now with the CPUs. Yes, AMD is pretty much holding the keys right now, although they're getting pretty greedy. I think they're going to make the same mistake as Intel pretty quick. Pulling the same game as Nvidia with the 9060 XT. I think they should have made a 9060 and then the 9060 XT with the 16 gig, separating the 8 gig and the 16 gig. I don't know why companies like to make the same model, just to confuse people. It's kind of shady. Hey, what's up, Neil? Welcome to the Build Show. And C9, what's up, man? Assuming Intel doesn't pull their classic delay. I mean, when you're the best, you can delay as... Wait, they're not the best. I'm joking. Roy, I'm surprised Roy isn't over here with a pitchfork smacking me. Came all the way from Florida just to smack me. More for overclocking with an open loop. Yes. Not Wyatt. Hi, I'm Jessica's son. She told me to watch you. Welcome to the Build Show. Not Wyatt. Oh? I don't assume that's going to be a good wait. So with the good custom water loop, the i9 1490K still overheat? When you overclock it, yes. And that's the whole point of putting an that's the whole point of putting an open loop in, is to overclock. I called it an overloop. Hello. Hello, chap. All right, finally, the 1,000 screws are in for the AIO. We can rotate this down. Take a look at it quick as we drop the block in, set the block up. But it's coming together. Oh yeah, those CPUs get hot. They're ridiculous. I had a customer with the best Noctua air cooler on the market on a 14900K, and he was running into issues. We ended up having to put a 420mm AIO in his build to keep that CPU cool. And it's not even overclocked. If anything, we undervolted it to try to solve the problem with the air cooler. And it still refused to work. You know, the stability was just pathetic. So we ended up putting a 420mm AIO in there, and it's been great since. So Indy Zen 6 will be out next year as well. Both Zen 6 and Intel's Nova Lake will have over 40 cores and threads. Wow. What GPU? We're going to be doing a 5060 Ti, but not Wyatt. You can always do !build in the chat to spit out the specs. It'll show the full specs of the build. 5060 Ti, and it's a 16GB card. Not the 8GB card. !build, yes. Do you have a 4060 Ti? That's a pretty good card. Is it the 16 gig or the 8 gig? You have a 14900KS and it stays cool with a great a good AIO. That's the thing, is you gotta have a good AIO. I put the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 420mm on it because I was just sick of dealing with this problem. So I'm like, go big or go home, and it solved the problem. But man, that thing just refused, and it's different. Each CPU is slightly different, so sometimes you'll get a good CPU that doesn't have a single problem, and then others you'll have an Intel, the CPU that just gives you all the problems in the world. It's like hit or miss with the Intel 14900Ks. You talk about Intel like I talk about AMD GPUs, so I guess we're even. Yeah. Intel CPUs, AMD GPUs. Yeah, I know, I agree with that. I don't know, most of the specs I bought it for 1K at Best Buy. Gotcha. And I also have a 7700. Is it the X or the 7700? Well, that's a pretty good build. 7700 X8 core. Yeah, that's a pretty good build. I guess the biggest difference here is 5060 Ti with the 16 gig card, being a 16 gig card. And then, I don't know what motherboard you have or power supply or anything like that, but we did go a little bit bigger on the power supply here. Typically we do that on all our builds, just to make sure that there's some wiggle room for future proofing if they want to upgrade graphics cards, instead of having to upgrade also the power supply. With have the wiggle room power supply to do. So a little bit bigger power supply than needed in the system. Again, that was intentional to make it so we can do upgrades in the future. As long as I can run Gorilla, Tag, Fortnite, Minecraft, and OBS, I'm fine. Yeah, you should definitely be able to run all that. Yeah, that 8-core processor will do you good for that. 7700X is a nice processor for what it is. Okay, it's coming together nicely. Go ahead and flip it over and deal with some of these cables. Okay, so I gotta get the pump over here. Way down here. Yeah, the pump header's way down there. I'm going to put a zip tie right here. Kind of clean it up a little bit. Okay, so now we can go ahead and drop a graphics card in here. So let's go ahead and do that. Which is our Gigabyte GeForce RTX 5060 Ti, 16 gigabyte with WindForce OC. You know, I don't know if this is the right one. This was an 8X model. We might be swapping it. But I got the other one. Fork knife is the new 1700 chips coming out. That what a cute little the nice 5060 Ti. I thought I got the other one though. Let me double check that real quick. I'm pretty sure I got the other one. This is the Eagle. I thought I grabbed the gaming, which is a triple fan, actually. Now that after I was taking it apart and I saw that it was an 8X bus, I was like, wait a second. I know that the Eagle comes with an 8X. I thought I grabbed the gaming, because then I was like, well, maybe the gaming only comes with 2 fans. I don't remember these things. I try, but I thought I specifically grabbed the gaming with the 16-bit bus, or the X16 instead of the 8X, X8. But this is X8. We'll see how it runs. I'll test it and see how it runs, but if I don't like it, I'm going to swap it back out for the other one, which means I have to go get it. Not a big deal. Just delays the ready for pickup time. But I mean, from what I saw online, my quick review that I was just looking at is they're pretty much the same performance, so I don't know how it's pretty much the same performance, but it is. This one actually uses less power, so it gets a little less hot. But if there is a big difference in performance, I'm definitely going to swap it out when I test it. We'll find out. It's also kind of weird that they have the power connector on the front of the card now. That's the first time I've seen that. I actually liked when they started putting the power connector on the back of the card, because you could just sneak it right through here and connect it. It looked way cleaner that way. But there we go. Card's installed. Let's go ahead and flip this back over and tackle this mess, shall we? Ben, what did Homeboy decide to do with the Corsair AIO? So yesterday's build stream, we ran into some pump failure warnings on the AIO. He ended up deciding to just run it and save some money. He didn't want to spend more money on it, which I don't blame him. If the pump's working, which it was, and I put a load on it, made sure, you know, then the downside is the CPU fans just sit there and run at full speed, but he said he was going to run them at full speed anyway because he doesn't have AC right now, so it's just going to run at full speed anyway. So you can't really control the CPU fans because it's stuck on an air mode, the Corsair cooler. So the only thing you could do is replace it, or contact Corsair and see if they'll be willing to replace it. And he's like, nah, I'm not gonna screw around with that. I'm just gonna run it and, you know, save some money, use the PC. It'll be fine, and I think it'll be fine too. I just told him to keep an eye on it. Heck yeah, he paid for those RPMs. He's gonna get those RPMs right. At some giant idiot. Okay, so let's get this cleaned up. Got quite a bit going on up here. AIO. Got RGB here. WM fan. WM fan. See here. Being fans. Please take the longest tree plugged in here. Shortest tree here. Nice. Alright, some zippy tiesies. Waiting on the new chips you showed me at Some Giant Idiot, the new 1700 chips coming out. Oh, sorry. Jet engine PC equals best PC. If it ain't floating, it ain't cooling. I think you mean hovering. Can't float without water. It's like revving a big car engine. Just sounds nice. It does. I used to show up at LAN parties. Well, thank you, Para Ghost, over at the YouTube for the sub, and also Nicole Bacon sub over on YouTube as well. Carter Andrews, thank you for the like, and Jesse as well over on Facebook. Carter and Jesse, thank you for the likes over there on Facebook. Appreciate you. Sorry, got to those late. Not very good at paying attention to the mini feed. 5090 build? Question mark. Have I done a 5090 build? Yes. Yes, I have. But no. What I was saying is, what's really nice, this is a conversation over on the Twitch side, if anybody's wondering. Okay, all better. But this is a conversation over on the Twitch side. You show up, you know, with your beast of a PC, and if your fans don't make noise, like you want to rev your car when you show up, kind of like turning on your fans really loud to make it really loud because you have big fans. And anyway, fan noise does make a difference at LAN parties. Just want to throw that out there. I'm a firm believer in that. And also, if you get a breeze, you know, you feel it, feel the air blowing off of it. We used to joke about it because when it was hot inside a LAN party, my PC would be cool and I would be cool because the airflow from my PC was just blowing on me. It felt like I just had a fan with me. Back in there. Tell you to leave, sir. All right. Get these wired up or cable managed. Yeah. CPU power thing for the RGB, just an FYI. I got it. Mike Thompson, imagine shoveling snow in this heat. I do not ever want to imagine that. That would be a cruel nightmare. You know, every time I do one of these builds in this case, I think I get better and better at my cable management. What do you guys think? Is that clean enough? He's cooking. LOL, chilling. Chris Chevs. Ooh, this is a cordless motherboard. Cable management clean. Nice. This is not a cordless motherboard. My PCs are the strong silent types Noctua. Nice. I'm going bigger is better tomorrow as well. 420 Liquid Freezer 3 for the win. With NF A14s. Nice. Great cooler. I love that cooler. Nice. Hey, what's up, Onra? Welcome back to the build show. Jimba. Looks nice. I know when I build my computers, I kind of just shove them in the back and say it's good. When somebody pays you to do build, you got to do it right. So, cable management included. Bluetooth computer. Exactly. They actually make those with the Lian Li fans. Did you guys know that? There we go. Might actually move this, come up, down, and around versus hanging out up here. I think it looks kind of ridiculous, but we'll see. Typically, I like to just go down and around here at the bottom port, but for the most part, it's clean. Nice clean build. And again, the GPU power cable being over here is kind of weird. That's new to me. Alright, let's plug her in and fire it up. The only thing I might change in this build is that graphics card and that USB 3 cable. We might move that. All right. Jessica, are you here? Are you here to tell us to push this power button? We're waiting on you to tell us when to push this power button. New site is getting there, Ben. Thank you, Austin. We're working on it. Omar, if you haven't met him already over on Discord side, he's been helping me a lot. Super awesome dude. Knows a lot about that kind of stuff. It's been taking a lot of effort off of my plate, so I really appreciate him. He's doing a great job. We just keep meeting every now and then, talking about hey, let's change this, let's do this, and by the way, the pricing's all jacked up after you change this, let's fix that. You know, it's ongoing. It's going to be ongoing for a while. But Jessica, let me know when you're ready to push this power button. You got to tell us to push it. Gotcha, that's Mike. Gotcha. We're getting there. I mean, if you need me to just do a custom build for you, just submit it in the build request, the custom build request, and I will, I'll do it. Just tell me, hey Ben, the build from the old website was this, and we want this, and this. Limp Brisket. Pretty sure that's Jessica. I can't remember. But we're gonna go ahead and punch it. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Punch it. It is you. Good. I was pretty sure. My gamer tag, nice. I like it. Limp Brisket. All right, we got a post, so that's good news, right? Right. So, come on, Buttercup. Move that bus. Thank you, Roy. All right, we got a Limp Biscuit fan. Couldn't tell. Sweet, I love it. Thank you. You're welcome. And this is the LED controller, the hardware controller. We can, once we get Windows installed and the RGB software set up, we can customize this even more. This is just the hardware controller that we can change lights on. But I mean, there's all sorts of different modes we can switch to. But nice build, Ben. Thank you, Jesse. Yep, we just got to do a BIOS update, install Windows 11 Pro, and then do all the drivers, software stuff, benchmarks, testing, of course, enable the AMD Expo profile and do the fan profiles, fan curves, and yeah, then we'll be pretty good. So, unless I decide to change that graphics card after doing the benchmarks, which we'll see, then, so I think the difference in cost was like $10 between this one and the other one, and I don't know why he grabbed that one. I remember asking him, when I say we, I was having a conversation with the person at Micro Center, because I actually picked up the card at Micro Center, because everything online is just stupid expensive still. So it'll be a quick swap. I could do that tomorrow to make it happen. But, he and I had a conversation about it, and we were talking about the fact that this card had the 8X, or the X8 PCIe bus, versus the other one that has 16, and I told him I wanted the gaming, not the Eagle, and he gave me the Eagle. And I didn't catch that until now, I guess. I don't know. Woohoo! 3 more fans. Nice, Ben. Nice build, Ben. Thank you. Mike, aka Austin. Congrats, Jessica. Yes, congratulations, Jessica, on the build. We will get this across the finish line, and I'll let you know if I end up deciding to change that graphics card out. It's only going to be based on if it's lower performance than the other card. That's all it's going to come down to. If it's the same performance or better, good, then I'll just leave it. Yay, another open box discount! Might be coming to a... I might just keep this card and just buy another one. Thanks again. You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for, of course, giving me the opportunity to do your build. It was fun. I hope everybody enjoyed the build. But right now, we're pretty low on builds. The build hopper's pretty low. So I don't know if we're going to have another build stream this week, to be honest with you. Currently, as we sit, we have nothing to build. Isn't that a scary thought? It usually slows down like this in the summer, so it'll come in waves. It likes to come in waves, so then, you know, one week I'll be super slow, and then the next week I'll be just slammed. And it typically does this, so throughout the summer. Summertime, everybody's kind of not as interested in their PCs. They usually wait until, like, I want to say September. That's when they really start picking back up. When's the next pandemic? Exactly. That's when it was going hard. At the end of the last pandemic, it was insane. I think I missed the card conversation because I don't know what you were talking about. Don't worry about it. It's whether or not we stick with this card or get a different 5060 Ti just based on performance. That's all. You worked yourself out of a job, I know. Pretty much. So I'll keep you guys posted on the Discord channel when the next build stream will be. It should be. I'm hoping to get another build stream in this week. I just can't tell you when it's going to be yet. So if you are not on the Discord channel and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, but you want to get some updates from me, you're always welcome to join the Discord channel and ask questions there. And if you'd like to join the Discord channel, it's !Discord. Thank you, Some Giant Idiot. And the link that Some Giant Idiot just requested, that is the link to the Discord channel if you want to join. But that'll be it for tonight. We ended early. We got started early, and we ended early. It wasn't midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. Thank goodness. Because that was getting exhausting. I'll keep you guys posted on the Discord channel when the next one is. Thanks for everybody joining. Thanks everybody for joining. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, guys. Oh yeah, thank you, Mike. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you want more builds. See you guys.